in with you, and we're gonna talk about some GMB, some grown man business. Let me first salute all the fathers out there. You know what I mean? Salute to all the trio fathers out there. You know, even if you a step pops, whatever it is, you know what I mean? If you biological or you know what I mean, you stepped in as a step pop. Salute to you. It was a beautiful day, you know what I mean? I really appreciate it this year, this Father's Day. I really feel my kids really get it. I really feel like my children really understand what they got. You know what I mean? Maybe last year I felt like they don't really get it, but as they age and as they grow, and they look at, you know what I'm saying, other people's situations, and they look at my situation, and they realize like they really blessed. So I could sense that in their conduct. each one of my children, you know what I mean? I sensed it in their conduct. They really appreciated a brother, you know what I mean? And that gave me a lot of fuel to understand that they starting to get it. So my words haven't just been falling on deaf ears. My teachings haven't been falling on deaf ears. They starting to grow from the nurturing. And to me, that's one of the main things. That's what a parent want. A parent want their efforts to resonate in their children, to show that the work that they put in is start to materialize through the children. So salute to all the fathers out there, you know what I mean? I hope y'all got treated well, with respect and honor, you know what I mean? And felt special. Because it's only one time a year we get that there. But I appreciate it. And salute to y'all, you know what I mean? I'm doing me a little celebratory drink. We about to start the top of the week. And when we start the top of the week, we got some trio shit going on. And you know this ain't no fugazi. You know it ain't no fugazi. Yeah. So tonight, you know what I mean, starting the top of the week, I want to speak about a couple of things. Rather a few things. I want to speak about a few things. I want to speak about some important things. But let me go and hit that bell there. That boy eyes cold. That boy eyes cold. But yeah, so in this title, I speak about compassion, communication, and understanding. And in my thumbnail, you see an explosion. At that point, it's something that's lacking. At that point, that means that it's something that's lacking. There's something that hasn't took place. Either there was a lack of compassion, there was a lack of communication, and there was a lack of understanding. When you have those elements missing, that's how wars pop off. That's how division pop off. And that's from individuals, one-on-one, relationships, societies, countries, so forth and so on. But who am I? You know what I mean? Who am I? I'm only giving you my perspective from what God gave me and my intuition. But this Bel Air cold, I wanna celebrate myself. And you fathers out there. Yeah. See, a lot of times, excuse me, I don't mean no disinfect. But a lot of times, we're not quick to use compassion. A lot of times, we're in a hurry to judge. We're in a hurry to attack. We're in a hurry to dislike. But if we take a break and think about it for a minute and have some compassion, you would understand sometimes it ain't necessary to react. It ain't necessary to hate. It ain't necessary to attack. It ain't necessary to dislike if you use compassion. I spoke about compassion earlier for your children because they are in a position that you once was in. So sometimes when we overreact because of children doing X, Y, and Z, if you stop to think and you have compassion, you'll realize you also was once a child and you was also moving the way they're moving. So you would have compassion to speak to them to try to get them a better understanding. So then you would use compassion, communication, and understanding. Let's talk about our culture. In our urban culture, a lot of times is no compassion being used. It's just straight up looking at something or someone and thinking you understand them and then saying, oh, that's a fuck nigga. Or that old bitch ass nigga. Or that old hoe ass nigga. If you stop to think sometime, we all in this situation together. Meaning on this earth, in this world, we're all experiencing different things at different times. But it's damn near all the same. We all gonna reach a faith. We all gonna live until we reach a faith. You know, I ain't trying to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, but if you living, you for sure gonna die. And that may be scary for some people. Some people might think about that on a daily basis. Some people might not ever think about it. But we all share that. And we think we just so different, you know what I mean? But when something catastrophic happened, we all kind of band together and be looking for information together to see how I could help the situation. We get a little compassionate then because now we've taken down the egos. Now we're understanding that a little shake of this world can put us all in the same position and on the same level. And so the egos come down and people are forced to be compassionate. But let's not let pandemics, scamdemics, and tragedies and catastrophic events take place for us to use compassion. How about we use it on a day-to-day basis? How about the person that jumped in my comments and said, F, he's a Leo, he this, he that, this and that, this and that. How about I not react and look at his page or his Instagram or his Facebook and see that he's a little voice and he wish he had an audience. He wish he had acceptance. He wish he had people respect him and so forth and so on. That's not my fault nor my problem. But he's lacking something. So him lashing out, you know what I mean? He may think I'm gonna get a response and I'm gonna get some attention. Then I could place myself on the same level with the individual. And it ain't gotta be me. It could be anybody who have, you know what I mean, a multitude of fans, so forth, support, this and that, this and that. So he's trying to place himself in that situation to feel how that feel, to receive all that warmth and that support and that love. So I'm not going to be quick to react. There's no need to. He hurt or she hurt. I'm not. I'm full. And I'm not just talking about in my stomach. I'm talking about with faith, with love, with bravery, with compassion, and just all these beautiful elements that God has restored upon me. I'm full. So I'm not going to run away from what God has done for me and given me and just start to attack and verbally boom, boom. Look, God bless you. You know what I mean? Somebody told me to go to hell who jacked me out of some money. You know what I mean? Told me to go to hell. But he jacked me out of a little bread doing bad business. You know what I told him? God bless you. Because if you moving like that, you got to be hurting. You got to be sick in the mind and in the heart. But we have to use compassion. Think about all these lives that's been lost in the urban community and in our culture and in the rap world. Those lives are lost because there's a lack of compassion, there's a lack of communication, and there's completely no understanding. So for yourself to move further in life, birth and grow a bit more compassionate. Think about what somebody else going through. I'm not telling you put your guards down and be a target. I'm just telling you to have more compassion for other people because we're all going through something. It's always something going on in everybody's life. And why people are reacting the way they react, you never know what they're going through. So have a little bit more compassion for me and others. Different races, people on different sides, people in different countries. Have a little bit more compassion. And so we get to communication. Do you know communication can destroy relationships with man and woman, relationships with allies, and just so forth and so on? The lack of communication, a gray area. Communication is very important. When the internet, the World Wide Web is not communicating with your device, it bump you offline. And like a dope fiend, you go to looking for some Wi-Fi. We all done experienced it. Man, the Wi-Fi suck in here. Because that means the communication between the Wi-Fi and your device is bad. And you get no signal. And you left to wonder, when will I ever get a signal again? So you need communication. You need communication between two people. Let's say two people in a relationship. Man, woman, two homeboys, homeboys and homegirls, just whatever, just two people in any kind of relationship. When there's a lack of communication, that relationship breaks down. Those two people stay away from each other because there's no communication there to say, hey, we're still connected. Hey, we're still on the same page. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. You doing all right? Where you been? Oh, I'm good. This and that, this and that. So the communication is key in a heterosexual relationship between man and woman. It's definitely necessary. Sometimes men don't want to talk, but that can hurt the relationship. Sometimes women don't want to talk. That also can hurt the relationship. So if you want that relationship to grow and thrive, it must be an open line of communication. It must be a way that you and that person communicate to build that bridge. Because if the communication is not there, that bridge can collapse. And that goes with you and potential adversaries, you and potential allies, just whomever you need communication with. It must be an open line to go back and forward, express yourself, let the other person express themselves. And you also must know how to communicate. If you know how to communicate in this world, in this society, you pretty much can get anything you desire. If you know how to communicate, if you know how to open up your mouth and ask for what you want in this world, you can get anything you want. But you have to speak that language. You have to communicate. Being from the hood, unfortunately, I used a lot of slang all the time. My communication was very ebonic. And when I went into the corporate world and corporate situations and just higher levels of expansion, I seen that my wordplay sucked. I seen that the way I wanted to express myself, I couldn't because I didn't have a vocabulary. But you think, when you're in the hood, I'm not saying every hood is like this, but when you're in the hood, most people have a lack of communication for a reason, because they running game or they using so much slang because they're not trying to impress nobody and they're comfortable. So you know what I'm saying? We say shit like, you know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Huh? Man. Say man, hey man, say man, you know what I'm talking about? Say bitch, you know what I'm saying? We use a lot of curse words, this and that, this and that. But when you trying to command a higher level of life, a higher level of learning, that kind of communication is kind of out the window. Step into a room where you trying to get some funding for your business, your new business venture, and tell the loan officer, say man, hey man, look, nigga trying to get some bread, you know what I'm talking about? The people gonna look at you like, no sir, we don't know what you're talking about. And if your credit ain't good and if your business ain't established, you can get the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to communicate. I had to learn how to ask for what I want. I had to learn how to listen to understand what I don't want. So I needed to learn how to communicate better. The average person say they think I got a college degree or been to college or been to somewhere. They think I'm highly educated. I dropped out of school in the 9th grade. I got my GED probably about 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you understand where I'm coming from? Nah, you're not gonna get that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna stay comfortable and be me and do me. But it's a time and a place for everything. I'm a grown man now. I got grandkids, kids, so forth and so on. And it takes some communication to understand certain things. Sometimes I get a call from school. Hey, such and such doing X, Y, and Z, this and that, this and that. I can't respond. Hey, I'm finna come up there and beat his motherfucking ass. I'll be like, okay, well, look, I'll come, look into what's going on. And I want to hear both sides. I want to hear from my child and I want to hear from y'all. And I'm going to distinguish through the communication, you know what I'm saying, what the business is. I'm not just gonna listen to you because you a teacher or you this and that, this and that. I'm gonna listen to my child too. Then we're gonna go from there. But what we're gonna have is some communication. So that's another key word that you must practice. You must keep that with you. Because a lack of communication, it can break relationships. It can break bridges. It can break bonds. You know what I mean? A gray area. You don't know what to put there. And the lack of understanding, lastly. Not having an understanding can cause eruptions. It can cause explosions. It can cause chaos, panic, and war. You add all three of those elements, you got a bomb. You got a cocktail bomb. You got something explosive about to take place. Because everything that's necessary to diffuse it is out the window because you're not using any of that. So understanding. Understanding can take you so far in the world. And I don't mean so far like only so far. I mean so far. A vast realm, a wide realm, just with no ceiling. Having an understanding. You're going to go through things in life where you're going to need a great understanding. You're going to have to understand what's beneficial to you and what's not beneficial to you. We all grew up around people who we've heard older people say, such and such got a bad understanding. Or that old fool got a bad understanding. But they were basically saying the individuals had a bad understanding, meaning that comprehension was warped because they didn't understand. And sometimes people having a bad understanding is because they talk more when they're supposed to be listening. So if they talking, they can't hear to consume the information, to come up with an understanding of the information. So having a lack of understanding between two individuals can turn violent. It can get physical. It can turn into confrontation that turns into wars, loss of life by having a bad understanding. But if you take the steps to listen to the communication and approach it with compassion and use your understanding, if both people would move like that, both sides can elevate and keep elevating. In the beginning, I didn't use these elements. That's why they're embedded in my head to understand if I want to move further and elevate, I'm going to have to use these elements. Don't get me wrong. A lot of who I am is still in me. My older self is still in me. And it's cool. Because sometimes the older self need to come out. But I'm educating the older self. I'm teaching my older self. You know what I mean? I'm bringing my old me to a different level so we can accomplish some new things. You can't keep doing the same shit and expect different results. You say you want to be a millionaire, but you're going to keep doing the same shit you was doing that didn't even make you $1,000. You got to learn more, and you have to have an understanding. You have to understand what needs to be put in place for you can elevate to the next level. You have to understand how to communicate with individuals so you won't collide, go to war, so forth and so on. We're all on this earth going through the same situations at different times. So we need compassion, communication, and understanding. Those three elements will take you so far in life, further than you ever imagined. Know what I'm talking about? So open your mind. Have a better understanding. When you see me sitting here in this chair, drinking champagne, talking the way I talk, have some compassion to understand that he must have reached a level where he feel like he need to give this energy to others because maybe he once wasn't like that. Have some communication to say, what do you mean by that? Why do you think like that? And have some understanding of my answer and where I come from and what I've been through to move the way I move and speak the way I speak. Don't just attack. Don't just jump on it and attack. Have some understanding. That boy sure cold and good. But I said what I had to say. Who out there doing what? Who in here? What we talking about? Let me see what's happening. I wanted to share that with y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, Zeus Trevino. Hey, appreciate you. Happy Father's Day. If you got any kids, you know what I'm saying? Salute back to you. Flanagan. That's what it is. Salute to you. If you got kids, happy Father's Day. You know what I mean? Switching lanes, you know what I'm saying? One love to you, man. Happy Father's Day. Let me see. Ricky Doty. It can resolve unnecessary conflicts. See, you hear that word? Unnecessary. With a lack of compassion, communication, and understanding, you'll have necessary conflict that's really unnecessary. But you'll dry hate, and you'll create conflict that you think is necessary when it's really unnecessary. Most people die, go to war, get shot, fight for situations that are worth under $10,000, that are worth under $5,000. Statistics show that 70% of the confrontations that happen in the hood are under the amount of $2,000. I made them stats up. Zay Sanchez, what it is, man. Happy Father's Day to you. You know what I'm saying? Chris Beeman, Free R. Kelly. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna pass no judgment on R. Kelly, but R. Kelly seemed like that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about tonight. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly seemed like he really was on some other shit. R. Kelly seemed like he had a problem, man. But I'm off that. You know what I'm saying? Fixing to take a shot of Don Julio. Salute to you, man. Yo, we finna refresh and refocus and jump on that grind heavy tomorrow. We gonna get that paper. You know what I mean? We ain't making excuses. We ain't bitching and whining and crying. We gonna get that motherfucking me paper. That's what you put in effect. Tomorrow morning, God spare you to get up. Don't get up jumping online talking about what you ain't got and why you ain't got it and blaming other people. Get your motherfucking ass up and put a plan together and get you some paper. You'd feel better. Hey, y'all talking some shit. talk some shit, cause I'm here till this bottle gone. You know how I do. I don't leave till the bottle gone. But yeah, I got a new fuel. Like I'm refreshed. Like, hey, I feel like I took a vacation, but I ain't went nowhere. I just come to the realization that I've been leaving a lot of money on the table. And I'm gonna pick some of that up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pick some of that up. And it is what it is. I'll be cutting my videos, but my main focus will be making sure at least 3 days out of the week I'm going hard. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Cause I've been bullshitting. I've been leaving a good piece of bread up on that table. And a lot of my partners would be mad at me. A couple of them know, but I don't tell a couple of them. But they'd be mad at me if they knew that I had it like I had it and I've been bullshit. Yeah, y'all. New single. Appreciate everybody who went got that coming out hard. If you new and you haven't, click the Bandcamp link and go get any single or go get the whole discography. I dropped a little treat for y'all with me and DJ Hezeleo. You know what I mean? Hustler / Go Off. It's a mix. Go get that. But the latest single I just dropped is coming out hard. I'm gonna book some studio time sometime next month, like maybe early. And I think I'm gonna drop Country Slang Part 2. I gotta do some writing for the production from the G Claymaker. You know what I mean? He produced like a lot of the stuff that I'm dropping. He produced a lot of that. And the way he able to do so much production for me is because the communication and the understanding. He gave me a beat CD like years ago at a video shoot. It was at a Bun B video shoot. He gave me a beat CD. He like, hey, bro, I make beats, this and that, this and that. He gave me the beat CD. I'm like, hey, yeah, appreciate it. I'm gonna check you out. But I was busy. You know what I mean? But I took the beat CD and told him I was gonna check him out. We did what we did. Boom, boom, boom. When I got to my studio, I popped it in and I'm like, man, I like this. You know what I'm saying? And so I called him and I told him, hey, no, I didn't speak to him at that moment. I'm like, I wanted to leave him a message. I was gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna use some of this here. You know what I mean? But I don't even remember getting the okay from him or talking to him or anything. I don't think I left a message or nothing. I intended to, but I don't remember leaving it or communicating with him. My bad. But I took the song that I wanted and did what I did to it and put it on the mixtape. He heard it and then he got in contact with me. And he was like, hey man, look, you know, man, I'm glad you did that, man. I couldn't believe you did that. Boom, 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 boom. But next time, just get at me, you know what I'm saying, and let me know which beat it is you're going to use. So, you know, we won't run into a conflict if I've sold it already. And I'm like, man, my bad, no problem. He said, man, but I'm glad you used my shit. Give me my credit and whatever, and feel free to use whatever. And we started doing business like that ever since. So he will jump ahead of everybody and send me folders of beats. So if you hear me rapping on a lot of Claymaker beats, that's why. You know what I mean? If he got that variety I'm looking for, I'm going to do it like that. V-Man used to do the same. He the one produced that Massacre song for Pimp. And he produced some more heavy shit. He produced for Paul Wall, Zero, Do or Die, Devin a Dude, just a lot of different players, you know what I mean? But he started off doing a lot of production for me. But he did land that record, The Massacre, Yeah, I think it was the massacre. I think it was the record that Pimp this Lil Troy on. That actually was my beat first. But that's another story. I spoke of it before. It wasn't no issue. I actually wanted the Pimp to have that record because it'll go further with his vocals on it than mine. But yeah, so that's how that go. And I'm enjoying a little bottle, you know what I mean? Who out there doing what? What y'all talking about? That boy eyes cold. I like that. I like that. That boy eyes cold. Hey, don't ghost me. Don't ghost me. Roast me or something. Who's still in here? But yeah, that's that Bel Air, man. Yeah, hey Zeus, I'm thinking I'm gonna do country slang next. What y'all think? I let y'all hear country slang too, when we was doing coming out hard. Did I see the Trader Truth IG post about his new trucking business? Nah, I've been fooling with my kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying them and getting focused, handling business. But Trader Truth, a real one. I fool with homie. You know what I mean? I fool with homie. Homie was close to us, and he showed love, and he kept it real. So whatever Trader Truth doing, I'm with it. Let me see. Let me see. Have you tried that J Prince wine? Nah, I messaged them and told them, you know what I mean? Hey, I be doing this here new shit, and I would have no problem endorsing the shit, you know what I mean? Get at me, let me know what the deal is. But I ain't heard nothing yet. And I'm sure if I'm in Houston and I run across him, it'll be better because then he'll see and recognize who I am, and then we can do it like that. But I like the bottling. I like the bottling and everything. So I haven't tasted any of it yet. Next time I'm in the liquor store, I'm gonna see which one is like a Bel Air Rose, and I'm gonna just try it off the rip. But I was trying to get at them directly so I can get some. You know what I mean? Trader Truth be helping out lots of people during the time of need, all the time, all the time. And one thing I like about Trey, he showed Mama West a lot of love, and he showed us a lot of love. He showed Corey a lot of love, and he told me some shit, and he kept his word. So that mean a lot. So anytime I see him, it's big salute. That's a G. You know what I mean? I'm with that shit. So if he started a trucking business, I need to go on his page and salute him and congratulate him, and hope to see him soon to show him some love in his face. You know, I just be on my own type of time nowadays. Like that rap shit, cool, but that ain't my life no more. I live a real life, and I'm not saying that niggas ain't genuine in the rap, but niggas is close to being less genuine in that rap shit. They be living facades and yeah, man, call me, man. We gonna hook up, man. Man, I ain't got time for all that fake ass shit. Know what I mean? If it ain't real, if it ain't real, hey man, keep that shit to yourself. I don't need none. You know what I mean? I don't need none. I fuck with real niggas in that rap shit. Real niggas in that rap shit. I just hollered at that nigga Spice One and shit. We got some old history. Spice One was gonna spearhead, you know what I mean, the project for UGK Records. So I'm talking to him about just out of respect doing a record. Just doing a record because I got respect for the homie, and I think that'll be some legendary shit. I be talking to MC8 too. You know what I'm saying? And I might get a record in with him too. But right now, I just feel like what we was finna bring to y'all didn't get to hear or see. Spice One was gonna spearhead the label with this little deal, but the shit didn't go right. You know what I mean? So it didn't happen. But it was in the works. That industry shit, really, I'm gonna make my own industry, make my own money and do what I do. I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that shit because I don't know how to be fake and fraud and just saying shit and don't mean it. I'm like, nah. If I tell you, hey, I'm gonna call you and fuck with you, I'm gonna call you and fuck with you. If I tell you we're gonna do some music, we're gonna do some music. You know what I mean? I ain't with that industry shit. Music for me is not to hold my nuts on the next man. Music for me is to open up more doors and more opportunities and resources for myself so I can share with the next man. What I've been doing and what I said I was doing from the beginning, it ain't changed. I didn't lose my moral compass. I didn't get in the mix of the stars and go haywire and lose my focus of what I was trying to do. If you look at every interview, that shit consistent. I'm trying to get some resources. I'm trying to get some more resources and options. I was trying to get more resources and options for myself and others. And that has not changed. And at this point in life, it ain't gonna change. Know what I'm talking about? What else we talking about before I go? What else we talking about before I go? Cause this bottle down there empty. What happened to the UGK Records album you mentioned on Down in Houston? The project was on Pimp hard drive, and some of the songs were the correct phrase would be dismantled. So the collection of songs that was for the project, they were dismantled. They were taken away, torn down, and some of the verses was stripped off and replaced with other people. The songs that I still featured on that made it to Pimp C solo projects, that's actually some of the songs that was supposed to be on the UGK Posse project. I featured on about maybe 4 other records that was for that project. We all interchanged on the different songs. Every one of us from UGK Posse. Some of the songs featured all of us. We actually had a record. If you saw Trill Stories, the one Ed did, and he played that record when Pimp was dissing Jeezy. That also was one of the records for the UGK Posse album. That featured all of us. And we had a few other ones. We had one called Pusher Man. We had one called Colors. Okay, Colors still came out, but it featured Beto and Toe and I think Pimp only. But the UGK Posse was on that record. You know what I mean? And then we had a couple others. I forgot. I used to be angry about that, but I feel like what's for me is for me. And these past 14 years, don't get me wrong. I thought I'd be at least 10 mil up. I thought I'd at least be 10 mil up liquid. You know what I mean? But I'm not angry or disappointed because something could happen like that and that'll happen and all that 14 years be like, okay, boom, I'm where I need to be. You know what I mean? So I'm still fighting, I'm still planting seeds, I'm still grinding, I'm still having an understanding, I'm still having good communication, and I'm still being compassionate. So uh I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna land where I need to be anyway. But yeah, that's what those records went. They were dismantled and redistributed and put on other projects, and that's what happened with those records. Let me see. Man, that Spiggity Spice one, Jealous got me strapped. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MC8. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the OGs. That's the OGs. So just showing them some respect. I'm talking to them about getting a record, and it's looking good. You know what I mean? I'll keep y'all updated on it. But I haven't really came at MC8 just yet. I just wanted to see if he remembered me from the times me, him, and Pimp was rolling, and because we hung out a couple of times, and one time we hung out, we rode from Houston to Dallas and back. We ate, we kicked it, we hung out for a long time, and then another time we hung out at the airport. You know what I mean? Me and him hung out at the airport, just at the bar chilling and shit, and we hung out for a few hours just talking. But it was like that for Too Short. You know what I mean? It was like that for Too Short, Big Gip. You know what I mean? Around them niggas for hours, days, kicking it. You know what I mean? So I just sometimes get at them niggas, be like, say, man, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. You remember woo woo? You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be up there one day, and it may not be on no my rap shit. It may be on my understanding, knowledge, and connections. Because I want to see Young Heezy and Young Pimp up there. But we gonna talk about them two coming soon, okay? But I definitely want to see them up there, and I will be playing the background for what they got going on in the near future. But that's definite. I'm definitely getting behind them boys. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. E40. Will there be another Pimp C project in the future? Let me answer that first. That's very well possible because there's a lot of unreleased Pimp C stuff out there. Certain people got certain shit. You know what I mean? I remember, like I said, in San Antonio when we was doing the sweatshop video. I remember us going to a kid house recording in his bedroom. I told y'all about that. Late at night, the lady opened her door and about 12, 13 G niggas walked in there, and the lady wiping her eyes like he in his bedroom, and we go to the bedroom with this kid, you know what I mean? He was a young nigga, you know what I mean? But you know, come on, he living with his mama. He got a room in his mama house. So he was a kid, you know what I mean? But the nigga had a shoebox full of money, and the nigga bought him a Pimp C verse right then and there, and he had a little old program. So that's a song I ain't never heard come out. And one day I'm gonna contact him and be like, man, what's up with that record? You ever put that record out? You know what I mean? And then I know other different artists that got verses ain't never put out. And then I know other people who got whole catalog of recordings that they haven't put out. So I can't answer that like I know somebody working on a Pimp C album that's coming out. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it is a big possibility. Let me see. What about E40? E40 and I spoke on the phone. Pimp C put him on put me on the phone with him. And Pimp actually wanted me to go do like a year with E40 to see if 40 will put out a project on me for a year. And He was gonna ask him about that. He introduced me and introduced the concept, but I told Pimp no. A lot of people say I was tripping, but it didn't matter. I respected 40, but I ain't want to go, you know what I'm saying, to no Bay Area. And man, I'm from Port Arthur, Texas. I'm right here with Pimp C. Nigga, I'm good. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I kind of felt like, nigga, we've been waiting on you to come home all this time. And now you want to ship me to the motherfucking Bay to do a record, do an album with E40 and go open that fan base. That was not on my agenda. When I said no, I ain't think twice about it. I ain't think twice about it. I'm like, nah, my nigga. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Pulled off the Texas, you know what I'm saying? Cadillacs over Lexus, baby. You just kept it live, nigga. I'm trying to, and he like, man. I'm like, man, I'm chilling. He like, all right, nigga. But some people say I should have did that. But even though how everything turned out, only thing I would do different is tell that nigga how much more I appreciated him and work harder in the studio. I would have worked harder in the studio. But at that time I couldn't. I had to really wear multiple hats. You know what I mean? But that's about the only thing I would do different. Yeah, let me see what's up. Hell wrong. Kincaid. Hey, check in more often, brother. You caught the last of the who hash. I'm about to knock this bottle out and then get ready and reset to get out there and get that bread in the morning. But I appreciate y'all's support. I'm gonna need y'all, man. Let me see. What happened to the slab? Pimp got for Communion now. From Communion now. From my understanding, I think his wife sold it back to Communion now. From my understanding. You know what I mean? We stopped communicating. After he passed, we stopped communicating. Not because I wanted to, not because we had an issue that I knew of. It just happened to fall like that. You know what I mean? We've had some brief words, but ain't nothing I chose to do. You know what I mean? I really was down for her, like, you know what I mean? We used to talk, you know what I mean? But once he passed, things changed. And hey, man, I'm not into chasing people or fighting for people attention. I reach out and I try to, hey, you know, and if it don't go like that, hey, man, whatever. But like I wasn't close enough to her after he passed to know what she did with it. But from what I understand, they got it back, and I know she didn't give it back. You know what I mean? So she probably sold it back to him. And they put it on exhibit, I think. I think they put it on exhibit when the car shows come for the Houston car shows, whatever. Fly Rides. It used to be the name of the restoration company he had. Oh yeah, boy, I got a little knot right there. I hit my shit under one of them trailers one day, probably about a year ago, and that bitch started swelling up. And that bitch been there. I ain't ashamed of it. I'm trying to call that shit a cyst. I don't know. I get that shit removed one day. Yeah, I got 2 elbows, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I got 2 elbows. Nah. I get that shit removed one day. Fuck that shit. But yeah, Salute to her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm down with young pimp. You know what I mean? And I got plenty of love, for his oldest son and his daughter. But the one I communicate the most with is young pimp. And that's just how the cookie crumble. We don't force no relationship. We just got an organic relationship the way it was when he was a child. You got to understand, he used to be around when he was a toddler, like he was a child. I used to take him to McDonald's and fuck with him and, keep him with me, take him, like I go take my kids bowling. He'll be there too, you know what I mean? Take my kids to McDonald's, I'm picking him up too, you know what I mean? And so when Pimp got out, it was always the same. Mama West, young Pimp, young Corey, Lil Chad, Pimp, Mama, me, Pops, UGK Posse. We always was around, moving and grooving and doing shit. It wasn't no fugazi. It just was what it was. We always was together. Ed, you know what I mean? Just doing shit. Doing big business, doing shows, eating good. But hey, I'm gonna wrap up, but I'm gonna say this. Abundance. When we had little private parties and shit, nigga, we would have too much shit. That nigga Pimp would have too much shit, nigga. And I love that shit. Because you ain't never hearing nothing about, man, I ain't get enough, or we got new guests, can they get something? Yeah, nigga, take some, And nigga Ed used to barbecue, mama used to bake the cakes. That shit was trill. But, like I was telling Corey the other day, some of y'all will get a chance to see how we get down. But be patient. Be patient. Because we're gonna do that Pimp C celebration and memory party for my nigga Corey, for his baby son. And I'ma suggest that when we win like that, Corey break bread with his siblings. We gonna do that. But be patient. We got some life to deal with, and we gonna get back to business. But until then, I'm gonna be the hat wearing trucker, rapper, tour road business, Airbnb, buy and sell trucks, cars, whatever, hustling ass nigga that you know. But keep on supporting, keep on rocking with us, keep on fucking with it. Because the future is Young Pimp and Young Heezy. That's what I'm getting behind. We're going to talk about them two, though. But not just yet. How it's supposed to be exactly. Let me know for real. I have the grill ready to feed people. Yeah. Hey, we gonna talk about it, man. We gonna talk about it, but we got some real life to deal with. You know what I mean? Y'all read in between the lines. Until I tell you, read in between the lines. We got some real life to deal with. So we're gonna deal with that real life and get past that, then we're gonna get back to business. But hopefully, God spare, I'll be here for y'all, and we're gonna do what we do. And we're gonna keep growing. And when we have events, you're not just gonna feel like a number in the crowd. You're gonna say, man, when the boys was rebuilding, I was right there. So why I'm in the VIP? Because I was already right there. You know what I mean? Fuck all that going out, just old frivolous ass going out feeling like you ain't shit. You just buying bottles and drinking. You just one number in the crowd. Nigga, when we throw our events and parties, nigga, you gonna feel like family. Niggas is gonna take care of you. You have too much to drink, niggas ain't gonna bust you in the head with a bottle. Niggas gonna sit your ass down and water you up. And make sure you straight. And make sure You make it home so you can tell folks, man, I was chilling with them trill ass niggas, and them niggas took care of me. Them niggas wiped my nose. But them niggas ain't hurt me. Them niggas wiped my nose because I was snotty. It's all pissy drunk. Hey man, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Long live the pimp and Mama West. Y'all niggas get back on y'all money tomorrow morning. Heavy. And don't leave nothing on the table. I'm out.